All right, guys, today's a fun day. We got to talk about some things. The treasure on the ledger. I know the Lord clearly spoke to me. This is over a month and a half ago. Put the treasure on the ledger, XRP and XLM. I'll share that with you guys today. By the way, Josh, if you're watching this, man, one of our team members, he bought me this happy hat, and I just felt like today we need to wear a happy hat today. So thanks, man. Love the hat. So let's go over some things today, because I think what I'm going to do, guys, you guys know in the future forecast, I come out with updates on our portfolio. We're trading $1 million in the crypto market, and we're doing pretty well right now. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna supersede this. So I'm actually, I think, gonna come out with a future forecast right after this video here, because I wanna get some buy limits set up. And so I wanna take today to actually explain this to you guys of why I'm doing what I'm about to do, and then give you guys reasonings of like why I really do believe a stock market crash is still possible. I know things look bullish, and everything usually does look bullish to get people on the wrong side of the market, because we actually have to have the market going up. Actually, let me just draw this out while I'm doing this. This will be easier. We actually have to have the market going up in order for people to leverage long, because institutions, what they really want to do is they want to come out and they want to take out leverage long positions. So we'll just use yellow. As the market's going up, leverage longs are coming into the market, 5x, 10x, 20x, so on and so forth. And if we are going to see a move back down, then it's very proactive to do a couple things. Purchase coins that you believe have great long-term potential, and get some buy limits set up at very strategic levels. Now, I'm probably gonna do this. I'll do a future forecast right after this video so you guys can have this. I'm gonna give you guys a downloadable spreadsheet. This is gonna be a Google Sheet. Google Sheet. And then I'm also gonna give you guys a TradingView indicator. Okay. The reason why I'm going to give you this TradingView indicator is, I know this may sound a little strange to you guys, but I was really praying yesterday. I'm like, Lord, I feel like you want to speak to me about buy limits. The last time I set up buy limits, we were able to get really good entries. Like we snagged XRP at $1.80, like literally almost at the bottom. I think the bottom was $1.77. And I found this very unconventional way of taking the Fibonacci retracements and actually inverting them and adding levels that are not shown on your TradingView indicator for Fibonacci retracements. And what I found is when I did this, and I felt like the Lord was like, start at this point. Don't start at the normal high. Start at this point and move down to this point. I did that, and you guys look for yourself this morning. I'll come out with the video, and I'm going to give you guys that indicator, because what I want to do is I want to teach you guys what I found, because I really do feel like there's something on this. And it may sound weird, guys, but I've heard so many prophetic voices call in the last 48 hours that XLM is going to pump. And here we are today, we're up 10%. So something's going on here where I'm not trying to say that the Lord's like perfectly speaking all the prophetic words to Christians. I don't know if that's true. I think we miss some, we get some right. But there's been an interesting correlation lately that myself, other channels that I've even reached out to that are Christian channels, we've been feeling like XLM is something that's going to pump soon. And I was actually going to get into more XLM yesterday, but I couldn't. I had some things come up with my kids, and so I'll show you guys what I'm going to do today in the future forecast. All right, here's what we need to look at. First of all, Bitcoin. We have bullish divergence. So in the meantime, we were expecting to see some moves back up here. Well, money flow is a higher low formation, which means this is usually looking like money's flowing back into the market, pushing the market back up. We see bullish divergence on trades in favor, looking for a move back up. Okay. And then we have the TC market reversals showing a higher low as well, while the market makes a lower low. Now, this move back up has been contested now by the 200 EMA on the daily time frame. So this is a place where we usually find resistance in the market. It's called a break-in or retest. Okay. So if we're going to head back down, what's the merit of potentially heading back down? Well, I'll explain this more in a little bit in the future forecast, but let's talk about this. You guys know that there's $7 trillion that needs to be refinanced. Okay, Trump needs to refinance $7 trillion by about September of this year, 6 months or so. Okay. The thing is that the 10-year yield for the rate on that is too high right now. He's a businessman, and I don't think he's not going to refinance it at that yield. So what I believe he's going to do, or let happen, is crash the stock market. If the stock market goes down, what goes up? That's what we have to figure out. What is the inverse correlation to the stock market going down? Well, it's actually bonds do fairly well. Okay, bonds usually pump. What happens when bonds pump? Well, the 10-year yield usually decreases. Now, what happens when the 10-year yield decreases? It gives Trump a lower interest rate to refinance the $7 trillion debt. And you guys, like, put yourself in this position. I don't know if this is a guarantee, like, yes, the market's going to crash, but if you had a home right now that let's say you owed $500,000 on a home and you had to refinance and you were at, say, 7% interest right now, and you knew that if you could orchestrate, be a part of, or let the stock market crash, and just 5 to 6 months later you could refinance at 3%, why would you ever refinance at 7%? You would absolutely wait for 3% because it's going to save you a whole lot more money on what? The interest payments. Okay, so this is a thought that's circulating, which I do believe is true. I ran this by my personal financial advisor who has had over a decade experience in trading the S&P 500, and he agreed with me, like, yes, Travis, I see this as well. Okay, so based off this, what we're going to do is in the membership this morning, I'm going to show you guys the actual buy limits I'll be using to get back into the market, because we sold $200,000, guys, because I do believe another move down in crypto is coming. It's not what you wanted to hear on this, but I do believe another move is coming down because I don't think Trump, being a businessman, is just going to refinance at these higher rates, and a stock market crash would actually help him lower those interest rates, okay? And then we're going to talk about risk management. If you guys, because this spurs on another idea. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of whiteboarding this morning. It spurs on another idea. If this is the first time you're hearing about this, or if you've been thinking in your mind like, oh, if the market's going to crash, what do I do with my cryptocurrency portfolio? So we're going to talk about in the future forecast some percentages that you could potentially take out with your financial advisor, okay, guys, and put into some buy limits to buy this dip. But at the same time, you have to have enough in the market that you're okay. If the market goes up or if it goes back down, you have enough in there. It's called financial peace. You're okay with either way the market goes. And then I want to go over some other charts to show you guys where I think Bitcoin's going to be headed in the next month or so. So guys, that's what we're about to dive into. I'm about to do it right now. So when you're watching this video, I'll probably be halfway done with the future forecast, and then it's actually going to be posted today. This is March 15th. I'm going to post it on the future forecast page. You'll see March 15th, and you guys can watch that. The link in the description will give you guys access to this, okay? We are giving you guys 25% off the entire membership. We only charge $65 a month, okay? You guys are going to get it for about $49. Once you're in here, watch the future forecast. You guys can take the trade setups if you like. Genuinely, we are 284 wins and 0 losses. The risk management is catching all of these lows right now in the market. So when it does turn around, that means more profit on your trades. And then obviously all the indicators and the products that we have here, you guys can purchase these if you want. But if you're a member, we honor you guys. We give you massive discounts so you can look into that more. Jake will talk about that a little bit more today on the YouTube videos. Today is all about the future forecast, how to position yourself, and how to get into this market where if we're going to see a drop, you guys, if you can capitalize on this drop moving back down, I think the rest of the year is going to be massively bullish. I do think Bitcoin could hit $200,000 by the end of the year. Tom Lee has predicted that we could possibly go down to $60,000, $65,000. And then after that, which correlates to actual technical analysis, we could see a massive move back up. So I'm not going to sit here and hold a bunch of cryptocurrency when I think that there's a plan here for Trump to crash the stock market to get what he wants, but to then turn this whole thing around and then see a great move. The amount that we can basically purchase on this drop, I think is something that we need to be proactive about. So this is what I'm doing. I'll share my entire plan. You guys will get the TradingView indicator today in the future forecast. You will get the downloadable Google Sheets that show all of my buy limits for the coins that I'm purchasing, and I'm going to do that this morning. All right, guys, enjoy. I think this will bless a lot of people, okay? I love you. God bless, and I'll see you guys soon in the future forecast today. Bye.